So we're given two angles of elevation. To begin with, the person is looking at the top of a hill, so I don't need to draw a fancy hill, that's going to be my hill. And the person's standing over here, and as they look at the top of the hill, the angle of elevation, which means from the horizontal or the ground up, so this angle over here is 50 degrees in 10 minutes. The person then moves 40 feet away from the hill. So this length right here is 40 feet. And then the angle of elevation is going to be smaller. It's now 42 degrees and 20 minutes. And then the question is, find the height of the hill. So this height. Well, with having a right triangle and only a variable on this side, we're going to need to use another variable on this side. And now we've got opposite and adjacent, so that's going to be tangent. So tangent of the 50 degrees 10 minutes is opposite over adjacent. And now we've got one equation with two variables, which means that we actually need another equation. And that comes from this. So now if you look at this whole thing as one big right triangle, we again have opposite, and this time adjacent is going to be x plus 40. So the other equation is going to be that tangent of 42 degrees and 20 minutes is opposite over adjacent. Okay, now we have two equations with two variables. Just so happens they both have h in the numerator, so what I could do is multiply both sides by x here, multiply both sides by x plus 40 here, and then it will be solved for h. Once they are both equal to h, then I can set them equal to each other. So the top one is going to become that h equals an x times tangent of the 50 degrees in 10 minutes. The second equation would look like, in parentheses, x plus 40 gets multiplied with tangent of 42 degrees in 20 minutes. And now these two can be set equal to each other. So x times tangent of 50 degrees 10 minutes is set equal to x plus 40 and then tangent of 42 degrees in 20 minutes. And now we need to do some algebra, like this tangent we need to distribute and multiply it with the 40, also multiply it with the x. So we'll have x tangent of the 42 plus 40 tangent of the 42. And now I've got x here and x here. So what I should do is put both of those on one side. I'll take this one and subtract it from both sides. So put them on one side of the equation. And then on the other side, leave the one that has no x's, just the 40 tangent of 42 degrees in 20 minutes. And then both of these have an x, so we can factor out x. Some people back here might have just gotten a decimal for this and a decimal for this, but it's much more accurate to leave it as it is and don't get a decimal until the very end. So now that we have it factored, we've only got one more step, and that is divide. So to isolate x, divide by this whole expression right here. So x is going to be 40 tangent of the 42 degrees and 20 minutes from that one, and then divide by tangent of the 50 degrees 10 minutes, subtract the tangent of 42 degrees 20 minutes. First of all, make sure that it's in degrees. So we've got 40 times tangent of 42, and then where's that degrees? There it is, under angle. So 42 degrees, 20 minutes, and then divided by, and the numerator has two things that are being subtracted, so I should put parentheses around the whole denominator, which is tangent of 50 degrees and 10 minutes minus tangent of 42 degrees. Oh, I hit the wrong button. 42 degrees and 20 minutes. And then close the parenthesis for tangent and close the parenthesis for the denominator. And it's 126. That's hardly a mountain, that's a pretty small hill. 604. That's going to be in feet. And then just double check that we answered the question. And we did not. Actually, we found x and we're supposed to find h. Well, that's fine. Just go back over here and substitute what we got for x, and then we'll have h. So it's going to be the 126, etc. And if you just hit multiply, it will take all of those decimals and multiply it with tangent of the 50 degrees and 20 minutes. So I guess it is a pretty short hill. 152.676 feet is the final answer for the H